Hello, beautiful souls, and how are we? Universal Angel here with Soul Healing Unity, and this will be the reveal for stack number 3. A big thank you to those of you who decided to share your time, space, and energy with me. I would like to call upon all guides, guardians, ascended masters, archangels, and ancestors to assist me in this process so that I may be that divine flow and channel of energy for the greater good of all, and so it is. All right, guys, I wanted to share something with you. The energetic shift in coming out of meditation, as things with my phone, for example, it's just been odd. See what I mean? But to sum it up, those of you who know me and do readings with me will know that I don't always just pick a certain number of cards, and I utilize jumpers because they will jump out, and I find that most accurate with spirit. That's just my personal way of doing things. But as well as I don't stop choosing cards until spirit says stop. And for some reason with stack 3, I had to pick more. I was just told draw more, so I did. And I wanted to share that with you guys. In particular, I big into numerology. I noticed that I picked a 7, not consciously, but 7. And 7 is symbolic of spirit. So no, I already knew that this was going to be like a spirit kind of lit. I call it spirit lit, but it's going to be really emphasizing on spirit with this guidance. And I can definitely see why with our first card, guys. So out popped a major arcana. Typically, this is the Tower card, one which I'm very familiar with. The Tower card in the traditional Rider-Waite. But this is life experience. I like the way they kind of sum that up there, the life experience. Archangel Camuel came through there. It says a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. Now, guys, in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, you have the Tower, and you see, things are blowing up, and you see storms here, and the people are like falling, like well, being familiar with that Tower card, as everything turns and wheels and cycles, and man, how all these cards and this channeling coming together and flowing together. Please check out those other videos, guys. But with the Tower card, it's like as if the universe shakes everything, just like, I'm sorry, I don't care what you're doing or what you're thinking, but this isn't working for your divine path, so let me help you out. So it's like everything goes absolutely almost batshit crazy, excuse my French, but seriously, that's what it feels like. You're like, what's going on? How did this happen? I didn't choose this. I didn't try to manifest this, but it does. And often too, this also comes with the closing of cycles, and we'll see how that plays into there, but I really wanted to share that with you guys. But briefly, before I forget, I wanted to share with you, as you guys know, I kind of tried something a little bit different tonight, and typically, rather than my typical card pulls and how I do my reveals. So in that, I did give you an option to choose from the Crystal Wisdom Tarot deck. I absolutely love these guys and their affirmations. Great to get your hands on, guys. And don't forget, if you don't have an actual stone, you can utilize an image. Just keep this within your mind, in your third eye space. Carry it within your heart, and this will continue to be within your auric field. You can therefore utilize the amazing properties of crystals, which is absolutely amazing, okay? So, guys, if you were drawn to choosing a card as to why you chose stack number 3, you guys chose Heliodor. So it says confidence. I am confident in all that I do. So remember, the more that we speak to ourselves, we are the commander, right? So the more that we say these things, or even just internalize these thoughts, repeat these thoughts. Sometimes if you have to so-called, I hate that phrase, or don't want to use the word hate, but I just like that phrase, kind of, so to speak, fake it to make it. But in a certain sense, I find it to where it fits here, as if, we may be going through a rough time and, going through certain emotions, but how we can help ourselves better push that wheel or those cycles and transmute those things is just to have the confidence, just to have that faith. All right, guys, so if you did choose by the stone, I would like to share with you your stone. So this, guys, is fluorite. This typically grows in a cubular structure. This one here doesn't have as much green, but typically you will find it in green, blue, and purple shades. Well, what is this representative of? Guys, this is really potent too for aligning all of these chakras above, I should say, in particular. The green, symbolic of the heart chakra, the blue, symbolic of the throat chakra, and the third eye, the ajna. But once these are aligned, you have a better, I want to say better chance. You have, you're more apt to opening up your crown, right? Because we want those chakras in align. they don't always open, you know, say from one up or one certain way. You know, we have to balance. It's important to balance those things. And fluorite is great to help with balance. It's also great for absorption of negative energies. And guys, this is also potent for absorption of energy of stones. So if you're like me and you like to work with a lot of crystals, or you have, you know, a lot of crystal jewelry and such, keep some fluorite around. It's really great for thoughts, clearing out this space, or transmuting the 0 point field from which everything will manifest, you know, before it becomes that thought process. We want to rid all of that, right? We want to become that empty vessel. And that structure there is the tetrahedron, which is absolutely phenomenal and important in sacred geometry. When you start working with sacred geometry, guys, please join us for our videos, upcoming videos that we're getting ready to push out for you for including sacred geometry, as well as our crystals series. So Spirit's like, with that Tower card, here you go. Don't forget, Gaia's, our partners. Gaia, offers these tools of healing and assistance as we go through these life-changing experiences to help us, gain the confidence that we need, right? And absorb those negative, whatever it was that we're carrying, so that we can better step into what it is that we are truly trying to manifest. Speaking of manifest, we did have a Pentacles pop up, but guys, I will share with you, you do have elements all across the board, also symbolic of Spirit being very present, and that we have the 8 of Earth. So the Pentacles energy, remember, we're talking about health. This can also be symbolic of finances, as well as the balance as within, so without, that sacred pentacle, right? Earth, air, fire, water, and ether. It says skilled work is rewarded. So in particular, maybe want to pay attention to the finance area, but also it says learning all 3 is to know about a topic, going back to school. So remember, energy it only changes, it only transmutes. So even though we get that reward, remember that's that harvest or closing of a cycle. So be mindful, of what you're planting, because you're in that earth energy. So you're manifesting upon your physical plane. Next, guys, out we have a water card. So water is symbolic of our emotions, as well as our relationships. And also Spirit, let me share with you why. It says intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. And this is representative of the Page of Water again. It says a new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Heightened psychic abilities. I want you guys to get a glimpse of these cards, because some cards are just more alluring when it comes to their their output in the illustration. Absolutely love this, guys. So as I shared with you in I think it was the reveal of stack number 1, but for those of you who didn't catch it or don't know, when we think of the page, or let's say this, when we think of the hierarchy in tarot, let's think of the standard card. So we have Jack, Queen, King. In tarot, it's typically Page, Knight, Queen, King. So that's how it works in hierarchy. If you think as far as firmness, or being in that position, rather, not per se hierarchy, but being firm in that kind of position or stance, but as well as maturity level, okay? And this goes with our thoughts, emotions, all of those elements that we have within us. So be mindful as you're engaging in these new aspects of life, and you are gaining these psychic abilities. I can tell Spirit is very, very strong in this. Also symbolic of the Queen of Fire. So we were talking about the hierarchy, right? The Queen of Fire. I would say next to High Priestess, I personally believe that she is the most intuitive, right? She's very in tune with Spirit. So what does fire represent? It represents that Spirit. Also symbolic of the solar plexus and the sacral chakras. Our passion, our zest for life, our will, our strength, our relationships. Guys, with the red Spirit's reminding you, don't forget the root chakra, though, because we've covered all the other chakras throughout the reading, right? And channeling those. So don't forget to stay rooted and grounded. Just briefly, I wanted to share with you on that don't forget, as you start working with Spirit, or even if you're current with Spirit, guys, just don't forget to stay grounded. If you have busy days, don't forget to keep some stones on you. Maybe some obsidian or some tourmaline or some smoky quartz, something to absorb that energy and cleanse your energetic field. It says, stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. So typically, guys, this says fire. I absolutely love that this deck utilizes the elements, but typically this would be the Queen of Wands, right? So she is that. She's very passionate and she is very fiery. She's very keen into intuitiveness, or her intuition, excuse me. Although think of the fiery energy, sometimes that can be, even though it's her strength, right? Sometimes she needs to be tempered, right? So that's something to be mindful of. You know, you guys have the earth, the air, the water, the fire element, but you also have the major arcana of the tarot. So be mindful as we're playing with, I don't want to say playing, but we're manifesting, we should say, and working, you know, to balance all of these elements. I can also tell you guys that have chosen this deck have been really working on spirit, because this last one out of the magical fairies messages, like I said, this is a newbie, but really cute. Out popped vegetarian. It's kind of neat and synchronistic in a certain way as I'm on my vegetarian kick. And it says, a new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, charity, and stronger manifestation abilities. Guys, this is so true. And I get so excited to share that with you. And finding and working with stones and balancing. Yes, all of those things are amazing, because we must work on ourselves if we're on that path to self-mastery, as within, so without. You know, so externally, we have to learn to balance and juggle all of these things, but we must make changes. If we are wanting to totally transmute, right, or be the magician and balance all of these things, we must first start with the vessel, as, you know, within, or that's at least the most crucial, I find. And you know, making these dietary changes is so much more easier, to tap into the collective consciousness, to have the manifestations appear, to be more balanced, to be more grounded, to start the youthing process, which is an option that each of you have. You know, don't forget our animal kingdom as well, guys. This is very important. These times that we are in, not only is the human race, humanity as a whole, and Mother Earth suffering, but so are the other occupants, our animal kingdom. And just think of how many lives a day you would save just by one day, seeing if you can pass that meat for something else. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your time, space, and energy. And a big thank you again to those of you who have chosen stack number 3. Again, guys, it helps me. You know, I'm just stepping out there and getting used to all these platforms and such. And it is my desire to be of service to humanity and continue to channel and flow with you. So if you would, please give me your feedback in the comments below. If you can relate with this, please also check out the other videos, as I feel that they kind of go in together, as we were talking about with the whole collective consciousness, and being connected with that. Yeah, so much happening. But if you would, please comment below, like, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciated. Till next time, stay blessed.